May 19th, Biloxi City Council meeting, and I'll go ahead and open it up. I need a motion to approve
So moved.
the agenda. Are there any revisions? Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rules.
So moved.
Moved by Creel, seconded by Mr. Tisdale. Creel? Any discussion?
No discussion.
All right. Any other discussion by anyone? All right. All in favor? Those opposed, motion carries. If the clerk would read the revisions.
To the policy agenda, we're substituting item 4G, resolution granting tax exemption pursuant to an application filed by Heritage Properties and/or BLX3. Substituting item 4I, resolution authorizing tri-party agreement for commercial redevelopment incentive grant for Biloxi 3. To the consent agenda, we're substituting 5I, resolution authorizing renewal of QuickBooks subscription. Substituting 5O, resolution accepting grant award from Mississippi Gulf Coast National Heritage Area. And adding 5FF, resolution accepting proposal of Gallagher for insurance coverage under an equipment floater from Markle American Insurance Company.
Chair thanks the clerk and would like a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Moved by Creel, seconded by Mr. Tisdale. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Mayor's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I, too, would like to welcome everyone. A lot of smiling faces out there. We've been making some progress over the last weeks. This is a very special week because it's Public Works week, and I see we got some guys that we're proud of and guys and gals that we're proud of, and I want to read this proclamation. So, Christy, who should come up here? Everybody should come up here. Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, this is awesome. I'm telling you, every time you see me pass by and I see those people out doing their things, I'm proud of you. And I know you've done some great work last few days. So anyway, it is Public Works Week. So whereas Public Works professionals provide infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital to our sustainable communities, public health, quality of life, and well-being of the people of Biloxi. Whereas their dedicated efforts support and protect our city's transportation, water supply, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other essential facilities. And it's important for citizens, civic leaders, and children in Biloxi to understand and appreciate the value of public works and the public works programs in our community. Whereas 2026 marks the 66th Annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, recognizing the contributions of public works professionals and to the health and quality of life. Now, therefore, I, Andrew Fofo Gillich, Mayor of Biloxi, Mississippi, do hereby proclaim the week of May 17th through 23, 2026 as National Public Works Week. So congratulations, everyone. You gave me a t-shirt. All right, very good. Congratulations. Go cut some grass.
There you go.
That white ring, Wayne?
I think everyone has been recognizing that they're on schedule on doing some of the things that we do at this time of the year, all the way through October as far as grass and keeping things beautiful and safe. So I do congratulate each and every one of them. And I think you might note on the front of every one of the vehicles, we got that City of Biloxi logo. So toot and wave when you see them. So I think that's one of the reasons why, it's apparent that they're out there doing a pretty tough job. we're making some progress, I said, every day with Public Works. And again, one little comment, I think we're having some pretty good success on the West Biloxi Library electrical challenges, so that's good. And we're in the final days. Some of the things on your agenda today was regarding the same. We're in the last days and the last pieces of equipment before those, the opening event, I think on June 6th, I think. So appreciate your support of these efforts, and we look forward to making even more progress. And I believe that concludes my report. It does.
Thank you, Mayor. Any departmental reports?
Thank you for having us here. I'll have Director Labata talk about it in just a moment. But I did want to say thank you for all the support that we're getting currently as we work towards this new budget. And I would like to remind everyone that the budgets every year are put out on the Facebook page, the city page, homepage, and the audits are out there as well. So if you'd like to see where the money is being spent and where the auditors say good and bad, everything is on the homepage for the city of Biloxi. So at this time, I ask Director Labata if she'll give an update.
Okay, so the first thing I'd like to update y'all on is our grass cutting schedule. So as you know, we've started our new schedule this summer. We are still working the kinks out. We're still trying to make sure that we're...
Microphone, I want to use this.
Okay. We're still trying to work the kinks out. I know we've had a couple complaints, like Division Street has gotten kind of tall this week. So we're out catching that, getting caught up. So just be patient with us as we try to work through our schedule and how we make it work when we've got to get pulled off to do other things. But we also are working towards getting the grass schedule uploaded online where residents can go and see when is the last time a street has been cut. We were trying to automate the process, so it's kind of taken us a little bit of time. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to automate it, so we're probably going to go ahead and just put it up there and update it maybe on a weekly basis. That way residents can check for themselves. Especially since this is National Public Works Week, I thought I would also give an update on everything that Public Works has been doing. There's been a lot of concerns, not concerns, I guess, but a lot of issues being brought up about the residents of Biloxi, the Mr. and Mrs. Biloxi, and things that aren't getting done for them. And so, appropriately, being Public Works Week, I thought I would give a report to let Mr. and Mrs. Biloxi know exactly what's being done for them, because these guys, there's not a lot of them, but they accomplish a lot of work in a year's time. So I'm gonna run through this real quick, as quickly as I can, because it's a lot of stuff. But this is from the last year, May 1st, 2025 through May 1st, 2026. In Public Works, we had 633 total requests for service. I expect that'll go up this year as we progress having more of the B-Connect. You know, B-Connect wasn't in effect that whole time. So these are requests that come either from y'all or call-ins from the residents. Of the 633, we have addressed 559, which leaves us about 74 still open. Generally, any given week, we run about 75 to 100 service requests open. Our number one request for service is a water leak. The second request is sewer backups and sewer main breaks. Throughout the year last year, those service requests turn into work orders. That's the actual when we actually go out and do the work. In the past 12 months, Public Works has completed 9,600 work orders. Streets and Drainage, which has only 17 people, 17 people that do this grass cutting, they've completed over 3,000 work orders for a total value of $1.4 million. Those same 17 people have picked up 277 trash pickups, have made 374 trips to the landfill. So on average, we're going to the landfill every single day with trash. I know y'all see a lot of trash on the roadway, but this just shows we're out there. We're trying to get it all. We can't get it all, but we're making an effort. Those 374 trips to the landfill resulted in 920 tons of trash being disposed of in the last year. Grass cutting, which is also that same group of employees, cut over just under 2,000 miles of grass in the right-of-way. Just to put that in perspective, the city has 300 streets. Now, we don't cut every street. We only cut the major thoroughfares. But last year, we cut 2,000 miles of street and 52 miles of easements. We repaired over 700 potholes. I know there's a lot of complaints that there's a lot of potholes. Potholes don't get addressed. But I want to make sure that Mr. and Mrs. Biloxi know that we are addressing potholes. There's a lot of them out there. And last year, we were able to correct 700 of them. Our concrete sidewalks, we have a crew that does nothing but concrete work. They completed 148 work orders. That's concrete street replacements and sidewalk replacements. That for a value of $260,000. Our sign shop, which replaces street signs, puts in new street signs, completed 834 work orders for $185,000 worth of street sign work last year. That was 3 employees. Our water sewer crews, which has a group of, they have 22 employees. They completed 4,280 work orders for a total value of almost $1.5 million. That is, we have 107 lift stations, 11 tanks, 25 wells that go by and are looked at every single day, 5 days a week. On top of that, they completed 900 sewer repair work orders and almost 3,400 water repair work orders. So it's a lot of work. They're out there, they're not always seen every day, but they're accomplishing a lot. Our vehicle maintenance, they do vehicle maintenance for all city vehicles with the exception of police and fire. They did 175 oil changes for about $30,000. So we're doing the oil changes in-house, cost us about $25 to $30 a piece instead of having to contract that out, send it out somewhere. And last but not least, our building maintenance employees, which are only 5, and they are responsible for maintaining almost 100 buildings. They completed 350 work orders and did almost $270,000 worth of building maintenance on our buildings. So all in all, Public Works completed almost 9,700 work orders for a total of in-house labor costs and materials of just over $4 million. So I just wanted to give this report so that the residents of Biloxi know that we are out there working. We're working hard. We're trying to take care of Mr. and Mrs. Biloxi as best we can. And if we have any issues, we're here. Let us know. We have B-Connect. Send in your complaints, and we will try to address them as soon as possible. We don't always get to everything as quickly as people would like us to, but we try. So thank you.
Thank you, Director.
On that, the last thing I would do is, one, say thank you to our Public Works and thank you to all our employees. And remind everyone that we appreciate the council's support that you've given all of us. And Mr. Creel, the Be Alert is up and operational. So they've done a great job on that. Nothing further, sir.
All right. Thank you. We'll begin with council reports. Creel?
Perfect. Let's see here. First of all, I'd like to recognize, unless he just walked out, Nathan Barrett, Supervisor of District 5, and I'm recognizing him just to thank him for some paving work that he just did over in Ward 4 and for helping out with the citizens over there in Sunkist. So Nathan, Todd, you're a street guy. Todd Herron did a great job, and I know the people playing pickleball and all in that area are excited for those repairs, so thank you. So the inmate program is working great. So I met with the assistant over there, Craig, and was telling him some of our issues that you had mentioned about if we have 8 inmates, only 2 want to come out, or 4, not everybody wants to join. One recommendation, and I'd mentioned it to legal, was instead of the judge sentencing them to 90 days, he can sentence them to 45 days for community service, and in that way they don't have that option to stay inside. Then because they get the 2-to-1 automatically, I believe, if they are incarcerated. So just a thing. And to further that program, I spoke to Judge Simpson earlier today, and he gave me he was doing his weekly docket, and so the ones that are in jail, they do it via television or what have you, but they couldn't find one inmate. And so when they finally found him, a deputy came up to him and told him that inmate happened to be on detail with the city of Biloxi doing litter control. So they brought him to the deal, and not to mention, he was such a good, employee that the judge sentenced him to time served and I believe we got a full-time employee out of it, or he's applying to come on board to be a full-time employee. So the irony of the situation is one of the things he was in jail for was littering, and so he was there picking up trash. So, no, that's good. So that's a success of the program, and I believe that was mentioned when we started it. Just heaven forbid we get an employee out of it. So, thank you for championing that. If we could today, before we adjourn in memory of Jody Broussard, longtime Biloxian who just recently passed away. Hey, Christy, traffic studies, I know we have one and hopefully a second coming, but so the one that's on Pass Road from Nelson to Pops Ferry?
Yeah, it's, we've submitted the paperwork. It's an MDOT project, MDOT funded, so it's got a process to it. Unfortunately, it can be a little tedious, but we've submitted the paperwork up to MDOT to activate the project, and then we'll get the MOU back from them. And so we got a few more steps, but it's in the process.
It's in process. And the other one, just if we could keep it on the...
Yes,
on the,
and I'll talk to the mayor about getting that other one going and getting some funding to pay for our match for that.
Perfect. Thank you. Also, at this time, I'd like to congratulate the seniors that just graduated from Biloxi High 2026. My niece was one of those ones that was in that class, and it was a great event at the Coliseum. The valedictorian and salutatorian did very, very well with their speeches. Hey, Jerry, I was just checking on the status of the storage units that we have that we're trying to empty.
The ones that we're trying to eliminate?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ani Gazzo is working on that. They're looking at combining I'm hoping we'll just have one storage unit after we get through, because there's work underway to get the Mardi Gras Museum to take over the one that they're taking care of, where all their stuff is. And on the other one, it's just a matter of getting some of the cubicles and things out of there. So I would say probably within 30 days, we should have that resolved.
Perfect. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Creel. Mr. Tisdale.
Thank you, Mr. Glavin. Just a reminder to everyone that Monday is Memorial Day. Of course, all city offices are closed, but they also have a ceremony at the Biloxi VA in the cemetery, if you have the time and wish to attend. Tomorrow at 5:30, there's a ceremony to dedicate the Point Cadet Pavilion in the name of George Lawrence. That's tomorrow at 5:30. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, there's the first public hearing for community development block grants. That's going to be at the Community Development Center in the auditorium. I do want to thank the Public Works folks, because I see them all the time, rain or shine. No snow, though. But they do a good job and they work hard. And the last thing is, I do want to thank the police department for, again, putting on the Fallen Officer Program. It's an annual event. They handle it very well. And it marks, unfortunately, a special occasion where those officers who have fallen in the city of Biloxi are memorialized in their families. Thank you. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Mr. Shoemaker.
Thank you. Just two things. This past week, we had the groundbreaking for the Thomason Medical Plaza right there just off of Shriners in Ward 7. Great event, weather was great, a lot of people showed up. So I know it's kind of been put off and for probably the last year or so. Great thing, it's gonna be a great development for Ward 7, the city, and the Gulf Coast. So hopefully good things coming with that. Secondly, and I know we mentioned this, it's been a long time ago, microphones and some audio in this room. I know last week it was very sketchy. I know there might be a microphone or two that's even more sketchy and kind of staticky, if you will, but hopefully maybe that's something we can look at soon and maybe get some repairs done or some new audio for in here. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shoemaker. Mr. Nail.
I just wanted to say that Hiller Park's starting to look probably the best it's looked in a long time. And I talked to Jamie earlier about the bathrooms, and they're in works to get fixed, and painting, and city probably looks better than it's ever looked in a long time. It's really looking good. And the library in West Biloxi, we're gonna, it's gonna look good on the outside. I know it's gonna be opening, we didn't get a report about when it's gonna open, but it's gonna be soon, hopefully. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. I'll come back to you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Gray?
Well, I want to thank the city employees for all their hard work. Y'all deserve it. On one other thing, tonight I'm going to introduce a resolution requesting a portion of US 90 extended from Porter Avenue to Coon Street be officially designated as the Astronaut Fred Hayes Memorial Highway in honor of Biloxi native Fred Hayes. Fred Hayes is one of Biloxi's greatest sons. From humbly beginning here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, he went to serve our country as a test pilot, NASA astronaut, a member of the historic Apollo 13 mission, a mission that demonstrated courage, leadership, determination, and American integrity. Under extraordinary circumstances, although Apollo 13 never landed on the moon, the successful return of the crew remains one of the greatest accomplishments of history, of space exploration. Fred Hayes represented the very best of Biloxi during one of the most difficult moments of the American space program. Designating this section of Highway 90 in his honor is about more than a roadway sign. It is about recognizing a hometown hero whose achievements inspire generations of Americans and continue to inspire young people today to pursue education, science, aviation, engineering, and public service. This corridor along our beachfront is one of the most recognized and traveled routes in the city. Naming in its honor of Fred Hayes creates a last tribute the resident and visitors alike will see for generations to come. I believe this is a fitting and well-deserved recognition for a man who brought pride and international recognition to the city of Biloxi. I respectfully ask for the support of my fellow council members. Few people have ever left footprints on history. Fred Hayes did, and Biloxi should be proud to recognize that legacy. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Marshall?
Ms. Labate?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Labate, over on reading, I discussed that with you before, the clearing up that ditch. Where are you at with that?
It is on our list. Actually, Cleo and I just talked about it last week. I will get you an update on that.
Okay. And you're saying that you're cleaning up in the area, the parks and everything?
Yes, sir. On this
The
side,
roads
of
and
town,
everything?
we're in charge of the parks and everything on this side of Keesler.
Okay. Because of the fact that this is Parks, National Parks Week, I'm going to refrain from any comments in reference to the parks out of respect and appreciation. So I'm going to skip like a whole section. They earned it.
If you
they get
have
it.
some, if you have some issues, I can write them down and we'll
Out of
get them
respect
addressed.
and appreciation for the guys and gals that are out there doing a good job, I'm going to refrain from any comments about parks because of today and this week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. However, that will be through. Okay. Chief?
Please.
It's Mayor Week too, huh? Yeah. All right, unless you plan to adopt these dogs, we need to get rid of them some kind of way. It's causing a problem. We have dogs chasing people. We got a whole lot of e-bikes and bicycles, and people just being chased by these dogs. And that's not gonna work anymore. It's been like 4 months begging. What's the status? Give me a concrete, I gotta tell the people something.
All right, so animal control is still working on it as they get time to go over to that particular area. As far as the dart guns, they have not come in yet. They were supposed to be in last Friday. So we're still waiting on those. That'll certainly help us with resolving the issue. And then you mentioned e-bikes, and I know you were talking about people chasing them. We are looking at different things dealing with e-bikes and speeds of e-bikes and scooters and all that kind of stuff, because I know that's not what you were referring to, but it is
That was
an
next.
issue.
That was next.
That is,
They're on
that
the
is-
sidewalks, yeah, they gotta have some kind, we gotta have some kind of guidelines coming for that.
Sure,
It's not a regular bicycle, they're on sidewalks, they cut across,
and they're getting faster and faster.
they zipping, man, they woo, woo. They're quiet, you don't hear them, next thing you know, they just went by you.
They might be able to catch a dog or something.
I think so. I'm thinking the dogs have a pitch to it or something. But we got some smart dogs. I understand that the dogs see your trucks coming, they run. But we gotta, I guess I can't take the excuses anymore. I've been real patient about it because my people aren't taking the excuses. At night, all we hear is packs of dogs. Matter of fact, since you and I have started this conversation, it was even a whole nother chief. But since then, the dogs have had dogs. And that's just too long. So we got to figure out, go back to a regroup, have another plan for me. But that's one of my major complaints in the whole area. I sent some pictures reference to a particular eviction process. Because of the fact we have rentals in our area, and we have these eviction processes where they take everything out the house and they just throw it on the sidewalk. I would like to have a plan designed because if they evict somebody on a Thursday or a Friday, my neighborhood looks like, you know what, because it's laid out there on the sidewalk. The people go pick out what they want and they leave everything else just piled up. So technically, I think that's littering. No, they did not put it out there, but the landlord caused that action. And so we need to find a way so that they just can't sit there for a whole week waiting on the city to come and pick up something that we didn't cause that action, they caused that action. We had a situation where next to one of the churches, even across the street from the Family Coastal, I was getting phone calls about that. It was just litter. So maybe you stop and give them a knock on the door, see if the homeowner's there, or the owner of the property's there, ask them to straighten it up, maybe we can get an officer to, it's littering. And it looks bad. We're trying to bring cleanness into the neighborhood. But I understand some people have trouble keeping their houses and their yards, things like that. But when you got trash thrown up and down the street in a 20 or 30 foot area, just trash, and you got a trash can sitting there next to it, that's littering. That's not,
And I could also get with Justice Court, since they handle the eviction process along with the constables, and see what exactly they're telling the land owners.
Okay.
So that might help.
All right. Now, if they had to clean up their yard and they threw, limbs and branches waiting on the trash man, that's one thing. But this is literally where they swept the house out, just threw it out there. And okay. So besides that and the dogs, everything else I think, man, you okay with. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
I also want to make sure that we, as council, do support Fred Hayes. Fred Hayes is from East Biloxi. There's no one, as I recall, from Ward 6 has ever gone as far as this gentleman from East Biloxi. I know Ward 6 thinks they got everything and everything is great, but can you claim that? No. Thank you, sir. Now I'm through.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Got a few things. We're going to kick it off with flags at A.J. Holloway Sportsplex. They need to be replaced. They're looking pretty tattered out there. I'm getting a few calls, more than one. So we just take a look at that. It'd be great. I want to thank Public Works, appropriate today, submitted, I think less than a week ago, some potholes on Shawnowitz and Stacy Lane, and I rode by there today. They've been repaired. That's pending a repavement of that. It's on the repavement list, and that's pending some other work to be completed so we can get to that. I did speak to one of the residents. His name's Doug, and he was very appreciative of taking that first step. I also, I can't wait to be at the dedication for George Lawrence. Other than Fred Hayes, Mr. Lawrence's footprints are all over Biloxi in more ways than one. And so we're looking forward to honoring him tomorrow. I also want to recognize another Biloxi resident, or a fellow from Biloxi, Lou Patallo, turned 101 years old, and he was honored. WLX did a nice story on him. He's a veteran, very accomplished, and he still has his wits about him today. It was good to see his humor injected. So congratulations, Mr. Lou. Know him well, see him at the lodge every so often, and I think the mayor was there to kind of celebrate that gathering as well. Let's see. Drainage. A drainage issue at Waters View on the north side. There was a drainage pipe installed some time ago. It's the black kind of ribbed drainage pipes. Are you aware of what's happening? Okay, if you don't mind speaking to that, I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Cleo went out either Friday or Monday, and they're going to go in. A part of that pipe has, for lack of a better term, washed up out of the ground.
Lift up, yeah.
Yeah. So they went and looked at it. They're going to be able to fix it in house. So it's on their list of to do. So
All right.
it's going to be addressed.
Okay, Director, thank you for that. I told the residents that I'd put that part of my report, so I appreciate that update very much. A word about the budget. We're not into the budget, but we're getting closer to this next year's fiscal budget. And you have my commitment. I think we're around the $74 million range to kind of see if we can get a zero-based budget based on that target. And I think it's something frugal and responsible for this council to do. We have the means to be able to do it, and I think if we take a look at all the data, we're very capable of passing a zero-based 74 million or in that range budget. So I'm looking forward. Those days are getting closer. Looking forward to disseminating the information with all of my colleagues and the mayor and Rick, and I'm sure we'll get that done for the citizens of Biloxi, and they'll be very happy about that. A few events this weekend. By the way, the weather was outstanding this weekend, and kicked off in the morning with Crew of Neptune down at the Point Cadet Pavilion with a Black Hawk helicopter arriving with the queen of the Crew of Neptune as the national anthem was being sung. And it just was so patriotic, so Biloxi, and we had thousands of people there. We probably cooked about 3,500 pounds of crawfish, and had bands, things for the kids to do, and it was very family-oriented, and it was a very great event. And I know my colleague didn't mention this, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Billy Creel Wooden Boat Show that was also going on the same day. And this is an honor named after Billy Creel, whose integrity, camaraderie with his fellow Biloxians are second to none and could never be questioned. And it was really nice to celebrate yet another wooden boat show named after his honor. Very good event. Over at A.J. Holloway, as I mentioned, the flags, we also had the BPA baseball tournament. All the different age groups were participating all weekend long, full capacity, thousands of people out there generating a significant amount into our economy. And again, it's another testimony of that investment in A.J. Holloway Sportsplex. And I commend Jamie, and your staff was out there. I saw Ronnie out there, and they were working real hard, making sure everything was maintained and supporting that event. So thank you once again. Biking the Coast. I know it wasn't a Biloxi event this year. It was over in Long Beach, my good friend Jason. But it was spilling over here. You could see the bikers up and down Biloxi Beach Boulevard. So even though the event wasn't a Biloxi event, we certainly felt its effects, and they got to enjoy what we have to offer here. All right, I'm almost finished. Biloxi High graduation. I think this was my 14th year in a row attending this, and the mayor was there, We were honored to be invited up on the stage, but even more important, we had a chance before graduation ceremonies commenced in the back to be able to talk to some of the students. These are bright young people, excited to graduate, excited about the future. Some of them are not going to be here in Biloxi. They're going off to, and they have ambitions and goals, but there's a lot of them that are bullish on Biloxi. And it was just great to see the positive attitude, and they're so thankful for being in this unique small community. And I think it's up to us to foster that, to take care of the women, the children, and the young men that'll be the future of Biloxi, and set the good example for that, and know what that means, and take responsibility for that. And last, I want to talk about another thing that happened. This isn't necessarily on the local scene, but it affects our locals. The House of Representatives passed the Save Our Shrimpers Act. They passed it in the House. It now goes over to the Senate for consideration. And what does this bill mean for Biloxi? It's a measure to support our local shrimpers all along the Gulf of Mexico and all the different states, but also here in our city of Biloxi. It's to shore up the industry pressures with supply chain demands. This act will allow them to get fuel credits. It'll allow them to get low interest loans, and it'll allow them to have the support as they try to make a living in these Gulf waters, and that's really important. So next week, I'm going to be introducing a resolution of support to send to the Senate. I've worked real hard on measures like this that are important, and so has the small communities in Louisiana, in Alabama, in Texas, in Florida, and it's our efforts that make a difference for our shrimpers, not only in East Biloxi, but all the cities along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And I don't think I have to ask. I'm sure it'll get unanimous support, but if you have any questions, I'd certainly answer any of those if you have any. And with that, that concludes my report. We're now going to open it up for the public agenda, citizens' comments. We have a total allotted time of 45 minutes. If you'd raise your hand to be recognized, you come up to the front, write your name and address legibly, and state it in the microphone clearly so the clerk can record it. Direct your comments to the chair and to the full council up here, and with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So on my left, your right, if you raise your hand to be recognized. Yes, sir. Yeah, him, and then, nope, him, you, and you'll be third. Y'all be patient. We got time.
Good afternoon. My name is Donovan Scruggs. I'm here representing Elliott Land Development. I was before you a couple of weeks ago with the first reading of a proposed rezoning for the site that is the old Beauvoir Elementary. The site plan that we had submitted to the Planning Commission and the staff did get approval. It's a significant reduction of what was previously put before you, which was about a 250-unit development. This is down to a 100-unit development. I am here to answer any questions you may have, to let you know I am here to support this project, but I do hope you will vote favorably for this project to let it move forward. I think it'll be good for the area and good for the city of Biloxi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Sir? Yep. And then you're next.
My name's John Kemp. My house lives at 178 Hannibal Court. I live in the city of Biloxi. Mr. Mayor, I'm here to say thank you for my midshipman that's in Annapolis graduating this week. On Friday, he will be the first officer in his family. And that started in this building. I don't know what you saw in him, but what your staff put together in that letter it got him 2 Congress people to also submit letters after they saw you recommend him. So we are elated about that. Council, like I said, I live in the city of Biloxi, so Jamie, congratulations, belated. Mr. Marshall, good job, sir. Mr. Glavin, we see you everywhere, so you don't need. Mr. Tisdale, you're the only person I know that will go to every event if somebody just sent out an invite. So, so thank you again. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Public Works. I had no idea this was Public Works. My water main was broken a couple of weeks ago. And so I called the office and I spoke to a nice young lady, Dawn, Brittany, and also her colleague, Nora. They all do wonderful work. But I was touched by Mr. Ewing, Jody Ewing. He came to my house, and within 2 hours, he made the people digging the fiber dig up the hole that they said that they had covered. And he wanted to see it himself because we had dirt in our sewer and in our water. That took him all day to do that in that sun. And so Ms. Lubitard, I think, please, if I can buy the pizza for your office next time, I will, for those 3 young ladies and Mr. Jody. And in my last minute, I want to talk about something that's near and dear. 50 years ago, almost to the day, Biloxi High won its first and only state track meet. It's one time in this school's history. And I can see the surprise in people's face, but that team should be celebrated because it just doesn't happen. It's hard to win a state championship, especially in track. My uncle, who spoke to Mr. Marshall on his deathbed, got about half of the points for that track team 50 years ago. He was first place in the 100, first place in the 200. He led the track, the 440 and the 880 relay, and he was first place in the long jump. Because of my previous activism with your predecessor, I think that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame. So whoever's in charge of the Hall of Fame, please look at Reginald Kemp's accolades and consider that whole team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Husley.
Well, they're going to make a lot of people mad, but they don't care at the moment. You mentioned something last week, Mr. Glavin, about some potholes as soon as you walked in the door at the last council meeting on Stacy Lane. And here today you say those have been repaired. And we've been griping for 14 years about getting a ditch dug. Keep from flooding my dad's property. 14 years. Can anyone here explain to me why that ditch has not been dug? Anyone? And yeah, I heard y'all been talking about Public Works and all that they do. Yeah, they do work. But how many of them work out there in Wool Market? The same piece of plastic that I mentioned to Mr. Shoemaker, I went by this past Sunday, is still hanging on. You don't really see hardly anybody out there picking up trash. Hardly anybody out there doing the dishes. And the flooding issue has been going on 14 years. And pictures have been given to you. Board, y'all had thumb drives this past week to look at. Now, what are we planning on doing about it? We're just going to sit around until, floods the property out? Because I went out there again, took pictures, and the only thing holding the water back from coming in my dad's yard is pine straw. I know each one of y'all have a job, and it's important to you, but this little town right here, I was born and raised in Wool Market. before y'all annexed it, and it looked a heck of a lot better back then than what it does now. That's my own personal opinion. And I know y'all about money and making money. I'm not so much about making money as making the community look right and making it look good. And do what the people want, not what the city wants or anything like that. So, if it made you mad, sorry, but that's the way I feel. You have a good day.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Gas station that you wanted to put in on Poppsbury?
Speak into the microphone, and you need to begin by stating your name and address and write it on the piece of paper for the record.
Okay, my name is Carol DeAndrea Teague. I'm at 2507 Orleans Road in Biloxi.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to make a couple of comments regarding that. First of all, it is not needed in the area. You already have a gas station on Poppsbury and Pass Road. The area in that particular is already saturated. You're going to have a Chick-fil up soon. You've got a coffee shop, plus you've got Rouse's. In that whole corner area, to be putting something there would cause terrible chaos and traffic. That is going to have a terrible impact on anybody that lives off of Atkinson or in Bay Vista, or who has to use a Poppsbury Bridge on a daily basis. Because when that bridge is open, that's just going to be beyond chaotic if you ever were to put any kind of business there. I mean, you speak of beautification and so forth, but yet you're going in opposition of it by trying to overbuild and oversaturate an area, you know, with these businesses.
Thank you. Russell.
My name is Russell Kraft. I'm at 2413 Old Bay Road. And we feel that this is concerning the convenience store, Atkinson Poppsbury. We feel that the character of the neighborhood has not changed enough to justify these conditional use items that the owner developers requested. I realize the property presently is zoned for limited business, and we're good with that. And whatever can, we're welcome to business as long as they comply with the present ordinances and zoning laws, and without these impractical conditional use items that the owners requested. This property's been in my family for 64 years. We've seen a lot of changes, good and bad. And when Dr. Bertucci bought the property, he plotted it out and zoned it. Back then, I don't know what it was called. Now it's called limited business, and the bank was going to be on the corner where the subject property is. Fast forward, Dr. Bertucci and Dr. McMurphy has been excellent neighbors. They had no problem with that use. And, building this property, this development right here in the middle of 4 subdivisions would not only destroy the character of the neighborhood, would make a bad situation worse with vehicular traffic. We have future development at the end of Big Lake Road and Old Bay Road, Keesler Credit Union headquarters. You got to consider the future volume traffic of that. Biloxi Upper Elementary School, myriad of neighborhoods that's coming on north of the bay, and it's not a good fit. So, I go on record opposing this project, and, I hope the city council shares my views and champions our cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kraft. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sarah Reske, the director of the Harrison County Library System, and I just want to say thank you to to Christy, Rick, and Mr. Nail for keeping us in the loop about the progress with the West Biloxi Library. We're really excited that it looks like the electrical repairs are going to happen, and just wanted to tell y'all thank you very much for your communication and your work on this.
Thank you. Anyone else? My left, your right. Raise your hand to be recognized. My right, your left? Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name's Bobby Heinrich, 1806 23rd Avenue in Gulfport, and I'm here to represent items C and D, one being the convenience store. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time for public comment, but I'm here to just offer some comments that was said at the, or kind of address some of the comments that was said at the Planning Commission and things like that. And I've got a write-up here, and I'd like to hand that out if you don't mind. I'd love to be able to address these things during the case.
Okay. Just give it to me, I'll pass it out. I'll pass it out for you. I'll pass it out for you. Your time is running out. Okay.
Again, I'm here for those two items, and I'd like to be able to address any comments for those two projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on my right? Yes.
Hello, my name is Kristen Manners, and I live at 2489 Castile Place in Biloxi. I am here to oppose the proposed gas station convenience store along Pops Ferry Road. I think it's 416, case number 26-022. I am a property appraiser, and I also live in La Bonne Terre. So this directly affects me, but as a property appraiser, I also understand traffic constraints, traffic flows, and understand how this will impact very adversely for the neighborhood. When congestion increases at that intersection, drivers are going to divert through the nearby neighborhoods. That's a big issue right there. When they do that, that's going to end up being a safety issue for kids who are riding bikes, all kinds of different, playing outside. Regularly increased traffic puts all those kids at risk. The intersection already struggles, especially during peak times. And I think adding a component like a gas station where you've got constant traffic in and out, it's not like one of the businesses that are already there, McMurphy or the eye doctor. Those are limited use. Something like a gas station is going to cause increased traffic all times, peak and not peak. Conditional use requires no adverse impact to safety or infrastructure, but here the impacts are predictable, they're negative, unmitigated, and therefore the standard is not met. Approving this would signal high traffic uses can be placed and constrained intersections, which undermines the purpose of conditional use. I strongly oppose this project.
Thank you. Anyone else? My right, your left. Raise your hand to be recognized. Did I miss anyone on the other side of the room or in the back? Last chance. Citizen comments are now closed.
Okey-doke, if the clerk would tell me, oh, never mind, we got it right here. 4A, Gray and Nail. All right, if the clerk would read item 4A, please.
Ordinance to amend the land development ordinance pertaining to non-residential and planned development districts.
All right, the motion was made by Mr. Gray and the second by Mr. Nail. Mr. Gray is out of the room. Mr. Nail? If you...
No comment.
No comments at this time. Is there any discussion by any of the other council members on this item? We had a workshop on this earlier today at 11. Jer, if you don't mind summarizing.
The question before you today is whether or not to allow single-family homes and zero lot line homes in the PDC Plan District commercial. We believe that it should be allowed. We see a number of reasons why it should be allowed. We can't come up with any reasons why it shouldn't be allowed. So all this does is would allow single-family structures and zero lot line structures in a PDC. That's it.
Question.
And the Planning Commission voted 13-0 to recommend approval to the council.
All right, Mr. Creel, question.
So if this passes today, does it encompass existing or from day moving forward?
Just from the day moving forward. We can't hold new developments to, or we can't go back and retroactively on cases that were held before. So this would only affect the new cases that come before us.
Affect today going forward?
Yes, sir.
All right, and so we had mentioned in the workshop, there were three single-family dwellings. You had the detached, then you had the single-family zero lot lines, but then the one in the middle, which was the single-family Mississippi cottage. Is there a reason why we excluded the Mississippi cottage? Is that no longer a thing? I believe those were the Katrina cottages, if I'm not mistaken.
They were, and we just didn't consider those. Most people that still have those cottages are asking to use those for separate uses, like a guest cottage in their backyard or something like that. We haven't had anyone approach us about wanting to do a Mississippi cottage community or anything.
And so that would stay as is?
Yes, sir.
That right there. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Marshall.
So I want to be clear about this. So if someone has already got a house that's there and it's in a situation and they want to switch it over from rental, and they want to switch from rental to sell them, the individual houses, how would that affect that?
Okay, if you're asking me, if you've got a residential compound, there are a number of houses in it like we talked about this morning, and those people decided all of a sudden that they were going to wanted to sell those houses, they would have to go through the process of having that property subdivided. It'd go before the DRC, it would go to the Planning Commission for a public hearing. And then if it were appealed, it would come to the city council if someone objected to it.
Okay. Now, if by chance we didn't approve this, what would be the option to doing that, to changing those rentals into individual lots?
Well, again, this is only going to affect any projects that come forward in the future. So any that have already been approved would not be affected by it. We see this as opening the door for someone to add this to their projects when they move forward. So we see it as a positive thing.
I guess the elephant in the room is if someone's already got the compound of houses or rentals and they decide now they need to sell them, but they've already built them, they're not going to be able to do that? Are you saying that?
No, they would have to go through the process. All right, let's use the way Monarch Villas came forward. Monarch Villas came forward, and they were going to do a rental community there, which allowed single-family houses. All right, but they were all going to be on the same piece of property, the large piece of property there, 1.5 acres. And so they were able to go through, get approval. Later on, the market changed. They came back and said, you know what? We're receiving requests to buy these houses. So they had to start over again and go back through the process to do the subdivision. And that would be the way for anybody else that tried to do a project like that.
Okay. All right. In East Biloxi, you know I'm an East Biloxi guy. We got a lot of small lots. And we're in the process of changing the zoning. Okay, so if by chance when that's changing the zoning, this is gonna make this harder for us to get people to come in or easier?
No, sir. Let me tell you about an advantage you have in East Biloxi that you don't have in the other parts of town. We have a overlay district called a PDI. A PDI. There is no minimum acreage requirement. And if someone came in to do a PDI, they could write a master plan for that. It would go through the same process to get approval. But right now, single-family houses are allowed as a use by right in the PDI. So that's the difference. They're allowed as a use by right in PDI, but they're not allowed at all in a PDC. And that's what we're trying to get to.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Creel.
All right, so going on with what you just said there on the PDI, however, the single-family dwelling zero lot lines would not be included in the PDI. That's not. Are we changing that today as well, or is it just PDC?
PDC is the only one that we're doing today.
Just a PDC.
And I mean, listen, we're open to that. If the council charges us with adding zero lot line structures, we'll conduct another public hearing and we'll bring that back if y'all think that's appropriate.
Okay, so all we're addressing today is just the PDC. It only. That's
correct.
And so it's not going to affect any zoning other than in a PDC.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just want to make sure when you brought up the PDI, I know that the detached is, but not the zero lot lines. But we're not addressing that today.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? We'll call for the question. All in favor of the ordinance amendment as presented? All opposed? It's approved on a 5-0 vote. We'll go get Kenny. Still.
Item B.
Ordinance to approve a zoning map amendment to authorize a change in zoning from RS10 low-density single-family residential to RS5 high-density single-family residential for property located at 2003 Lawrence Street.
This was motioned by Mr. Nail, seconded by Mr. Tisdale. Mr. Nail?
I think this project is going to be really good for Biloxi. It's going to open up a lot for next door at the Broadwater Golf Course. It's going to show, people that progress is being made in that area. And I think it's just a win-win situation. A lot more people, a lot more everything in that area. We're going to have a new library open up and ready to go.
Thank you, Mr. Nail. Mr. Tisdale?
Yes, just a couple of things to point out. Appreciate the developer working with us on this. This has been over a series of discussions and appropriate actions before the Planning Commission in order to reduce the density. It now complies with the zoning, but really more importantly, the residences to the south and to the east are also RS5 residential single-family 5,000 square foot lots.
Yes, sir.
So that's a big difference. But like I said, appreciate the developer working with the council on this and the Planning Commission in order to get to where we are today. So that's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Creel?
So with this development, would there be any kind of traffic study that comes with it? I know you're looking at 103 houses, so 2 cars per, so you're looking at an additional 200 cars. I know there's a red light at the neighborhood Walmart right there by the pub. The other egress a block away, I believe that's Iris. Was there any talk or anything from the developer on possibly a traffic study to determine possibly another red light right there at Iris to help with the egress? I know trying to get out of Iris on 2 o'clock on a Sunday is tough, especially if you're hanging it left. So I was just wondering if there's any forward thought of possibly trying to deter traffic with the ingress and egress.
Okay, I don't recall any discussion about a traffic signal there. I do know that we got numbers from Gulf Regional Planning Commission about the traffic that comes down those streets, and the traffic was minimal coming down Terra Lane, which is right there in front of the Walmart neighborhood market. Now, Iris does have some more traffic going through there. But traffic is an issue that gets brought up every time we bring a new subdivision forward. And again, we've actually gone out and staked out some of these places just to see, I mean, after the fact, just to see if there traffic in there. And you're right, every house in there usually has 2 cars. But for some reason, other than maybe peak times, like when someone's leaving to go to work or somebody's coming home from work, there's almost no traffic going in and out of these subdivisions. So.
Well, there's not now because there's houses. However, you have a elementary school with a school zone, I believe a block to the west, as well as another elementary school with a school zone several blocks down to the east. I don't know if there's a way we could be ahead of the game on this traffic, especially with the amount of cars that is determined to be in and out of there. Heaven forbid they sell all 200 of them, or 103 rather, and we get 206 cars. So just to put it out there, I'm not saying it has to be a stipulation. I just think I would hope that we would be ahead of the game.
Okay.
So.
Any other comments?
If I may.
Yes, Mr. Shoemaker.
Thank you. Just to, from what Councilman Creel said, you know, we have these issues in Ward 7 all the time when it comes to infrastructure, roads, too small, et cetera. So I would definitely suggest that as well. If there's anything we can do, a couple of those roads are very small and narrow, I think, and depending on the traffic that we may get, that could become somewhat of an issue possibly moving forward. So I would definitely hate to approve something, and then here we are in a year or two rehashing out about infrastructure and the roads not being widened or wide enough for traffic. So if we could, I don't know what we can do, but if there's something that we can look at.
We could look at traffic signals for that area. The roads seem to be wide enough for this particular subdivision. The other thing too, is, let me remind you, is that this is going to eliminate a code enforcement property that we've been dealing with for a number of years. You know, we've had complaints from the neighbors about people camping out there and everything else, and the best thing to do to resolve those kind of issues is to develop the property. And what better way to develop it than single-family houses? So,
I'd like to make a motion at the appropriate time. If this is
Have a comment?
Okay. You got a comment, Mr. Marshall?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I want to say thanks to Mr. Tisdale, Dr. Tisdale, because I know you followed this extremely close, and you kept us all informed of what was going on, especially myself, because I wasn't able to get to some of the meetings. But talking to you, I knew that you was following, you was keeping up with it. Mr. Nail, I want to thank you for pushing for the housing in your neighborhood, and more importantly, pushing that it fits your neighborhood. That's good councilmanship. I appreciate that. What is the average price you're thinking that those houses are going to go for?
we can ask Mr. Scruggs that. He's representing the owner, so I'll step aside and let him come up.
To answer your question, again, I'm Donovan Scruggs, through a 7 Pine Drive, Elliott Homes. We really have not priced the homes yet. We have gone through some schematic designs, which is in your packet, showing primarily two-story structures with a garage and what have you. I would say the minimum price on these is going to be $250 and then upwards of $300. I mean, you just can't build a house of the level we're trying to build here for anything less than that. I think it will be much higher than the prices you see in the neighborhood. I think that will be an asset to the area.
Again, I want to say thank you for coming to Biloxi, building in Biloxi. I know you guys got a lot going on. You could have gotten mad and went somewhere else or done something else, and we want to thank you for this. The fact that you're building $250,000 of houses in Biloxi, we appreciate that. We thank you. And if you got any more coming, bring them on. We're ready for you, okay? Now, we started off with way too many and ruffles and feathers. And the fact that you hung in there and you came back, you found out what the people wanted, what they would accept, that showed a lot of integrity for your organization. And so when I see your organization coming, I know we talk about some good people. I appreciate you and I thank you, sir.
Well, we thank you for your cooperation.
Okay. I'm good.
Director, I got a comment or two. I've been listening to my colleagues and some of their thoughts and ideas, including concerns about traffic. When we have traffic, that's a good thing, actually. But so are you? Did I hear you correctly? You and Ms. Labatad are going to consider studying the traffic, the necessity of a traffic signal or some sort of traffic study?
Well, one of the things we do as directors is if the council charges us with doing something like that and the mayor is agreeable to it, then yes, we can get assistance from Gulf Regional Planning Commission. We give them money every year to help operate, and this is one of the ways they help us.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Creel?
So, two things. Well, first, I was going to propose an amendment to require the developer to do a traffic study prior to approval or upon approval. If I could make that motion to amend this where it would require a traffic study upon approval.
All right. There's a motion by Creel to require a traffic study by the developer in addition to all the other material that we've reviewed during the desire to make this happen. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, second by Mr. Shoemaker. Discussion, Creel?
So basically, as we've all made reference to the traffic, it's not the current traffic that's there, it's the proposed traffic that's coming, which is a good thing. I agree with you. It is good that we're going to have traffic. However, as we so eloquently said, is we need to be ahead of the game and be proactive. So if we could get that traffic study to see if there's a proposed additional red light, especially with the two schools on each side, and it's a perfect location because you have two streets that's within the block. One has a red light. The other one, in my opinion, if you're going to have that many people, should have a red light. Otherwise, we're going to be studying the timing and the delays on the current red light that's there now going forward. So just if we could get this, and I think the developers worked with us, we've worked with him. I think it's a great project. We include this, it makes it a better project. Thank you.
Mr. Shoemaker?
I'll just echo everything he said. That's all I have.
Any other discussion on the amendment?
You were going to say something about the traffic study?
Well, I just don't know that you can put a condition on a zoning change request because, when you're voting on a zoning change, there are three criteria you have to consider. Mistake in the original zoning, public need, or a change in the character of the neighborhood. And, is it reasonable to ask for a traffic study? Yes, it's reasonable. It probably should have been done at the very beginning of this, when the project came forward, but it's been through DRC and Planning Commission look, you see how long it's taken to get to here, just to get to here. We can go ahead and start communicating with GRPC about a traffic study and whether or not a light is necessary there, but to add that to a condition of a zoning change, I just don't, I don't know if that would pass state law.
Mr. Neal?
It falls into a category called contractual zoning, and contractual zoning has been determined to be illegal. Yes.
You got to remember, there was a school there with buses, and you got, how many apartments there? 400?
No.
No traffic problems, ever. Or maybe a little bit in the afternoon, but that's going to be anywhere in Biloxi in the afternoon.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Neal. You had the floor.
That's it.
I wasn't through. I wasn't through.
Oh, excuse me. Mr. Marshall, you have the floor.
Mr. Neal, you're right on that. You're right on that. I've been through there and never had any problems with it. We've asked this developer.
Mr. Marshall, your microphone's not on.
Hello. Okay.
Use his.
Hello.
Use his.
Look at the back button.
It cut your mic.
Why yours working? Why yours working? Mine's don't. Okay, I see what's up.
Maybe you've used up all your words so far.
Give me somebody got some tokens I can put in. We've asked this developer everything we could to hold this project up. We've drug him under the bus. We've done everything. That's enough. That man he spent money. We said we want housing, we want development. Then when they come in, we ask them for this stuff that might not even be legal to ask for. We need the houses. We need to build up this city. People need to move into these houses, and we need to keep moving with it. That's enough. I appreciate the man. I appreciate the company. They went from 200 and something, cut it in half. He's losing money. We don't want to write him off. This is it. He's at the final step. Let's just do what we got to do. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And I have,
Let me go real quick. All right, so in your opinion, this could actually be an illegal amendment. If that's the case, I'm uncomfortable supporting it. I would support a notation that y'all take every effort, if this does go forward, to look at the traffic and look at the safety in this area and come back with any recommendations as this proceeds forward, regardless of how the amendment or the ordinance goes.
We'll be happy to do that, yes.
Mr. Tisdale.
Yeah, it's a bit late in the game, and I have concerns about that. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't amend the ordinance so that it's an option if the Planning Commission, based on the circumstances, wants to have the developer do a traffic study. But I'm very familiar with the area. Probably the thing that's going to aggravate motorists more than anything else is going to be stopping for the train and the railroad tracks on Iris coming and going. But having said that, it just seems like we're adding a twist here at the very end when, as you noted, Mr. Creel, it would have been better to know this up front. That's why I'd suggest maybe we look at amending that ordinance so that it's always an option that the Planning Commission could request.
Creel, would you like to withdraw your illegal motion, or would you like to amend it?
Well, at first, I'd like to get a legal opinion on whether it's illegal. We do have legal staff here, so.
Yeah, I do think it's very close to the line because there's been no mention of that until now. It'd be the same thing as saying, we'll approve the zoning change, but you need to build the houses a certain way or a certain design or a certain outlay. So I think the safe thing to do, whenever we have traffic issues anywhere, we have a traffic study. You've seen how the traffic study works. If there are issues here, that's going to be studied, but it's definitely been brought to our attention now, and I think that's something that the city will work with the developer on a voluntary basis to see what's going on there.
I withdraw my somewhat walking the fine line amendment.
Thank you, Creel. Mr. Shoemaker, would you like to withdraw your illegal second?
What I will do.
On the line.
Second, but I do have a
second.
couple of comments I'd like to make, please, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate what Councilman Marshall said. However, unlike me in Ward 7, I live this every day. And quite frankly, maybe we're not failing today, but we have failed as a city for a long time not addressing these issues. I can't support it today. Maybe it's not a traffic issue. Let's hope it's not. I'm all for development, and I think this is a good development for sure. However, I can bring you to a lot of streets in my ward that we did not do what we should have done when it came to infrastructure. We're still building things that we have not done right with infrastructure. And I'm living it. I deal with it every day. The city may not, but I do in my ward because I have to be the one they're calling and dealing with. Now, I'll make a suggestion, and this is not a motion, this is just a mere suggestion, that the LDO, and this is for anybody in the city that has any right to redo this, we need to look at this seriously and make some changes. And maybe we should make a change that we do traffic studies in the future when it comes to subdivisions or apartments or different things. I don't know how it's worded or how many people people live there, whatever it may be. But I think this is something we need to include, because I will assure you it is a problem in the city because I'm living it. It may not be a problem there, but it could be. So for that, I just can't support it, but I really do. I think it's a good development, and hopefully it's not a traffic issue in the future. That's all I have. Thank
Shoemaker,
you.
would you like to withdraw your second respectfully?
Sure, yes, I'll withdraw.
Okay.
Can I make a comment?
Now we're on the main ordinance.
Okay. Yeah,
Mr. Marshall?
I just want to say, I do agree with Mr. Shoemaker. In the future, it would be nice to have that up front from the beginning. That way we'll know. For this particular case, it looks like we just keep moving the goalposts. But in the future, we know there's going to be that many houses coming into an area. I would like to see, as Mr. Shoemaker said, we need to protect the citizens. That would be a nice and prudent thing to do. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Thank you, Mr.
in
Shoemaker.
all seriousness, council members, my colleagues, your intent is sound, and we hear you loud and clear, and just making a little fun on it. So, all right, Mr. Gray.
This is for the mayor and maybe Rick. Ain't we looking at doing a road downside the railroad tracks on the north side in the future? I don't know what the future looks like in years.
About the last 5 years, it was part of the east-west corridor, and but it's probably 4 years away. But that there is a opportunity on the north side of Veterans. I mean, the north side of the railroad tracks from Veterans towards the Bees Road is what is put on the conversation list.
Move on, at least.
Move on, at least a move.
Right, and that would help with this traffic coming out of this neighborhood.
Right.
So that's in the future too, hopefully.
Right.
So it's something else to look at also. I just want to bring that up.
All right,
That's
thank you,
all I
Mr. Gray. Any other comments? There being none, call for the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries 5-2. Creel and Shoemaker in the dissent. Next item.
Ordinance to approve a zoning map amendment to authorize a change in zoning for 4 parcels of land from limited business, neighborhood business, and regional business to RS5 high-density, single-family residential for 4 unaddressed parcels fronting Wool Market Road.
Chair, entertain a motion.
It was already moved.
We moved
It's
it
an
already.
ordinance.
Motion by Shoemaker, seconded by Mr. Gray. Mr. Shoemaker.
Just a few things. I do know this property has some flooding, some drainage issues, but Director Creel, just to confirm today, the only thing the council is voting on today is a zoning change.
That's correct.
That's the subdivision, anything regarding the subdivision will have to go through the process in the future. Today only is zoning, though.
That's correct, yes, sir.
That's what I thought. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Shoemaker. Mr. Gray, any comments?
Yes, is the engineer here? Can we ask questions of him?
Yep.
Yes. On this piece of property y'all looking at, I know it's going to run all the way to the river, right?
No, sir.
What just?
It takes about half the property. Beyond where we're stopping, it's wetlands. It's all wetlands until you get to the river. Then it actually goes back up to uplands, and the owner is thinking about putting a personal house back there, but that's way off in the future. But the development that you see, I'm sure you got a copy of it, it only takes half the property.
Right, so where are y'all going to dump y'all's stormwater drainage? It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, so I mentioned this at the Planning Commission, that I had to describe detention, so we'll abide by the local, we have to abide by the local and state requirements for stormwater. So Biloxi is one of the only few municipalities that requires a 100-year storm event on that property. So our ponds are probably double in size of, if not 3 times bigger than what has been allowed in the past, which is a 25-year storm. But it's all increased. There's several municipalities that still require a 25-year storm, but what that means is pipes are bigger, the storage is bigger for detention, but we are still not allowed to discharge any more water than what's already is coming onto that property. So that's what detention is for. But we
Okay.
will,
I lived out there during Katrina.
Yes, sir.
And I know Mr. Huxley probably tell you, 4 foot of water over Wool Market Road. And so how is that gonna, and I know that's gonna flood everything out there. My question is, if we don't have a Katrina, I hope we never do, but the amount of flood water coming from the north down here is gonna cross, and it's gotta come through that property to discharge. So I understand you're gonna do the retention ponds 3 times bigger, but I still don't understand where the water is gonna go. That's just on a normal, small rain, but if we have a heavy flood, you know, not a flood, a heavy rain, how is that going to hold the retention pond? It's going to be able to hold that, because I know right now there's 2 other subdivisions to the north, and they have a bad flood problem coming also too, dumping a lot of water right onto the property that you're trying to build.
again, the way to answer that is we go by the city ordinance to design those ponds for that storm event. And again, you can only go so big with that. You know, a 100-year storm is holding a lot of water. So I can't guarantee that it's not going to flood, but we also have to build to a certain elevation on this property. So the houses will be above where they, you know, what the minimum base flood elevation is. It'll have to be above that in a flood zone.
So what you building up, now you're going to dump y'all's water.
It's all calculated. That all the rooftops are calculated to go in the streets or to go in. That's what sizes the ponds.
Right. What's not being calculated, though, is the other water coming from other people's property.
It goes
And
through
would
the
it only
property.
been with the drainage ditches y'all have running through there, y'all shouldn't, there's not but one by y'all that runs right along Old Wool Market Road and head Highway 67. So somebody has to look at this new drainage system for all of Wool Market out in that area. So I'm just wondering if y'all looked at that.
Yes, sir. That's been looked at. We, to answer your question before that, the water is calculated in these numbers to detain that water. If it comes onto that property, it's being in our drainage calculations. And it's already been, you know, we've already done that. Those ponds that you see on there is been designed.
Okay, do y'all have room to make them bigger than what they are now? I know you're doing them a little bit bigger than what the ordinances allow, but in my opinion, a lot of times those are not big enough.
Well, what we can do, as Mr. Shoemaker was saying, we're changing the color of the map right now. I still have to go through engineering, and I have to go through the state with DEQ to have those approved. You can ask me that same question. Did we do that during that design? I'll increase them.
Right, well, just like we just talked on the last one, is the traffic study's too late. We don't want this to be too late.
I
We want to be
understand.
ahead of the ballgame if we're going to do that.
You still have another opportunity to look at this project before it even gets built.
Right, okay, I mean, I'm just bringing it up.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I
thank you.
understand.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Any other comments? Any other comments? Call for the question. All in favor? Those opposed? 6-1. Mr. Tisdale in the dissent. Next item.
Resolution denying conditional use approval to authorize construction of a convenience store with gas sales and 2 tenant spaces for 416 Pops Ferry Road.
Chair will entertain a motion, but I'd like to note that this is a resolution denying the conditional use approval.
So moved.
Each council member has also received additional information. If y'all are comfortable that you disseminate it, or you don't have to disseminate that information, that's fine. The chair, if anybody chose to offer tabling it to read the new information, that would be considered if offered. I just wanted to kind of lay that out. So the resolution is to deny.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Creel, seconded by Mr. Tisdale. Creel?
Yeah, so as you said, it's denying, I think it was 13-14, it was unanimous with the Planning Commission to deny this where it is proposed. So from Ms. Manners, Ms. Taylor, Mr. Humphreys, the entire Anatola Bay, along with Mr. Doomer, Mr. Paul Del Cambry, just several residents have voiced their opposition for this convenience store. It's nothing against the developer, it's against the proposal. The vehicle congested traffic right there at Atkinson and Pops Ferry is heavy most times of the day. It's not just certain times. Most times of the day, it's heavy. Heaven forbid the bridge gets stuck up, or coming up, we're about to do some repairs on that bridge. I think we got $12 million to replace the guts in that bridge, and I'm assuming that's going to take months to repair. So the bridge will be shut down. So now you're looking at delivery trucks and/or fuel trucks just coming from the south headed north, and then has to head back south. So I just think the ingress egress with delivery, along with the traffic coming from the neighboring schools, even the Biloxi Upper, when they're coming up by Fatima Church to come down Atkinson to miss the red light at Pops Ferry, along with the additional traffic from Rouse's, Chick-fil-A, Seven Brew, and then once we touch 90 with Pops Ferry Road, I believe it's even going to be worse. So I would appreciate council's support in upholding the Planning Commission's denial of this project.
Thank you, Creel. Mr. Tisdale.
Yes, after listening and sitting in on the Planning Commission meeting and hearing the comments and reviewing the transcript and listening to the comments today, in my opinion, it inhibits future development associated with the new Pops Ferry Bridge, which may occur in our lifetime, which may not occur in our lifetime. We never thought we'd see a Pops Ferry extension. That's going to be completed before the end of this calendar year, so that's going to be the next step, trying to get a new Pops Ferry Bridge at some point. The heavy traffic, particularly starting and ending the workday, is already a concern. This does nothing to reduce that concern and only adds more issues and complexities related to that concern. I just can't see maneuvering a tank truck in there to service a gas station. I know during the Planning Commission meeting, it was stated that you can schedule the delivery of fuel at odd hours of the day. That's a heavily trafficked intersection, and just maneuvering a big truck in that area with all the traffic, I think creates, again, a safety concern. There are two existing gas stations about half a mile away to the south. A developer is building a new gas station at Jam Lane. You've got, on that stretch of Pops Ferry Road, you've got another you have gas station at the drugstore, you've got, the neighborhood. We have a ton of gas stations over there. There's no pressing concern for an additional gas station. In addition to the new upper elementary school, I think they've already literally just begun constructing an upper elementary school. The surrounding areas are residential, but for the eye clinic and the dental office there already on what's generally referred to as the Pertusi property. The risks certainly outweigh the benefits. And I would say that Kristen Manner's comments sum it up much more eloquently than I tried to do. And if I could outdo her, I would. I can. She stated all the issues very well, and I think has the credentials to ground her comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Any other comments? There being none, call for the question. All in favor of denying? Those opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next item.
Resolution requesting the legislature of the state of Mississippi to designate a portion of Highway 90 as Astronaut Fred Hayes Memorial Highway.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a
Second.
Wait, okay. It was seconded very loudly by Mr. Tisdale. I think the motion was made by Mr. Gray very softly. Mr. Gray.
I mean, it speaks for itself. We talked about it earlier. I have no more to say. I mean, he's Fred Hayes astronaut. I mean, there's not much more you can't say about him.
There you go, Mr. Gray. Mr. Tisdale.
Yes, I got to know Mr. Hayes personally a number of years ago, and if you've never met him and have the opportunity, he doesn't travel much, but I know he'll be in town sometime in June, I think, for I think we're redoing the moonwalk and everything down by the lighthouse there in the parking area. If you ever get a chance to meet him, you won't meet a more humble person. And literally, if you don't know what he's done, watch Apollo 13. I'll tell you everything about Fred Hayes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Any other comments by the council on this motion? Mr. Marshall.
Yeah, I want to yield for opportunity for Ward 7 to tell us about their astronaut that walked on the moon.
Ward 7, you walked on the moon?
I
about
have
Ward
to repeat
6?
that. I'm not sure what he said. Say that again?
Any more moonwalkers in any other wards? Any other wards want to speak about their moonwalkers? Any other wards?
We heard you, Mr. Marshall.
Ward 2?
Little bit of dignity.
Ward 2?
All right. Any other comments anywhere? Mayor, you want to make a comment on this one?
All has been said about Fred.
All right, good. The only comment I want to make is this stretch that we're actually officially doing the right way and memorializing through the legislature, I think was done by proclamation by the city, and the signs probably blew down years ago, but we're making it official. Thank you, Mr. Gray, for picking this up and taking the leadership on this. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Resolution authorizing entry into facility rental agreement with the American Red Cross for the Dr. Frank Gruich Community Center.
All right. Chair, entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Creel. Mr. Tisdale?
For those of you in shock, since it's a facility rental agreement, and I actually made the motion, it's for the Red Cross, for a blood drive. That benefits everybody in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Creel?
I concur.
Any other comments on this? Mr. Gray?
I have a comment, and I don't know if it's not about this, but it's.
Well, if it isn't about this.
Well, I mean, it's kind of about this, about didn't we do a chart on deductions? Does it fall underneath that chart?
We did. Ms. Rachel, you want to?
I mean, this is just a question about this. This is the first one that's came up since we did the chart.
Good question.
That we're capable of approving under that resolution is 50%. Because this is Red Cross, we've put it on the agenda requesting 100%.
Okay, I'm just a question. That's all I have. Thank you.
Good question. Any other comments? There being none, call for the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Next item.
Resolution granting tax exemption pursuant to an application filed by Heritage Properties and/or Biloxi BLX3 for property located at 716 Beach Boulevard.
Chair, entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Gray.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Nail. Mr. Gray.
I applaud Mr. Perisic for coming up and trying to do something on this piece of property. Mr. Creel, I have a question. Do we have anything coming up around this piece of property? Anybody's come up with anything? Asking about it?
If you're talking about the property immediately next to it, we don't have anything right now. Of course, we have the hotel going in next to the Waffle House, which they finally got the pile caps, some of the pile caps in the ground on that. We see this as being a catalyst for other development that will come downtown, because most of the people that go in and out of the casinos are looking for something else to do. And certainly Sharkheads, just that name draws people with kids, into those places. So we believe that this is going to create a lot of interest in those other properties.
Yeah, I do too. I know whenever he built the other one on the beach, we didn't have the Reef restaurant there. We didn't have any of them restaurants, Shaggy's, none of them. and after he came in there, I'm not saying they came because of him, but they came there because there was other businesses in that area. So I welcome, I mean, I'm excited for this new business. We've not had a business come in trying to spend this much money, and I don't even know.
We need retail in downtown, and this is going to start the retail, yes.
We need a lot, and so people can get out and walk around and visit. So I'll ask for y'all's support on this.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Neal?
I'm thinking, how many Biloxi families actually want to open up a business in Biloxi right now? Not very many. And you have a long-lost resident, been here forever, wants to open up a business. Beautiful building. I support it 100%.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Any other comments? Greer?
So, Jerry, real quick, on this 5-year abatement, this is on the tax abatement for assessed value for property. Under this program, this 5-year, do we have any other any businesses currently within the city of Biloxi that have had this abatement, and how many are still in tenure, so to speak?
Yeah, I think right now I know Community Bank, they asked for a similar 50% for 5 years. That runs out in the next year and a half. I believe the Hilton Garden Inn.
I think the Hilton has rotated off, or is about to rotate off.
Right. We've done a few. I think the White House originally had a 50% for 5 years. The 50% for 5 years has been standardly done on many of the hotels.
Perfect. Yeah, that was my question, and that's where I was trying to get to. Thank you.
Mr. Tisdale?
Yeah, I just want to echo that. This is over the years, particularly since Katrina. This is not an unusual request, and I think at one time, I think the max you could ask for is 100% for 7 years.
Correct.
And that's under the Katrina, was that a state act?
Yes.
After Katrina, to encourage development, and over the years, with some of these requests in the past, they've rolled off 5 or 7 years later. The Hard Rock Tower Hotel was a good example. That was years and years ago. But this is not an unusual request. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale.
Back then, I think Half Shell had a 100% for 7 years, I believe. But this was right after Katrina, and they were the first business to open up.
All right. Mr. Shoemaker, any comments? Mr. Gray, you want to clarify anything over there? Any stipulations on this?
Well, I mean, I would like to make a motion to make it 50% for the whole 15 years, because he's going to spend $8 to $9 million to do this. And
so you'd like to offer an amendment?
I'd like to offer an amendment.
You can't go more than 7 years. This is only abatement. The other one is a sales tax. That one goes to 15 years.
Okay, that's going to be on I.
Yes.
So make it for the
Okay.
make it for the 7 years.
Just the next.
Okay, it's already on for, I'd like to make a motion for the 7 years, for 50%.
You'd like to amend it?
Amend it to 7 years.
All right.
50%.
All right, there's a motion to amend it for 7 years at 50%?
Yes, because,
Okay.
I mean, he's spending.
Is there a second on the amendment?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Nail. More discussion? Mr. Gray?
I mean, I welcome this family in. I mean, they're long coast families, been here their whole lives, for generations, 3 or 4 generations, if not longer. I mean, I'm glad that somebody is stepping up and coming in and putting their first foot in the ground and getting this kicked off, and hopefully there's many more to come after them.
Right.
This is what we need.
Mr. Nail, you want to comment on the economic?
I echo what he said. It's exactly true.
All right. Mr. Marshall, you look like you wanting to say something, or you want me to come back to you?
Sir, no, sir. I'm ready. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Mr. Parrish, I'm thankful for you coming, staying in Biloxi. I can't say coming because you were here before I got here. I'm thankful that you're staying here and you're sticking with us, your family's sticking with us. East Biloxi has a certain set of problems that no other part of Biloxi has. We're gonna have to go above and beyond. If this was anywhere else, I would say 50%, 5 years is fine. But we know that for that company, his family to build, the price of his insurance is gonna be astronomical. That runs away so many businesses. He don't have to build. He's doing it because he loves Biloxi. He's willing to invest. He's asking that we help him. I'm going to ask that my fellow council members please help. If it was somewhere else, I would take everything that you're going to say in consideration as far as the financial structure of the city, the situation of the city, but we have got to, in East Biloxi, I'm going to need your help to help us to get businesses to come in. I know that if he puts that there, someone else is going to come along beside it and we can get growing. We got to make special stipulations for special situations. And this is one of those situations. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to clarify, you said fellow Croatian council members? Is that what you said?
Anything you want
Any
to
other comments over here?
Yes.
As long as you vote for it, we don't care.
We don't care what you call yourself.
So, since it was at 5 years, I'd like to, Mayor and the administration with legal, I'd like to get your opinion on extending it to another 2 years for 50%.
Again, I think the term Councilman Gray was reaching on the proximity business, that, you know, in the assessment of what's going to happen in proximity of this multi-million-dollar investment, is worth the consideration and the extension. Yeah, we can live with the opportunity to grow. So I don't think we're going to, you know, set a lot of the opportunities back by this 2 years.
Well, and I guess with that, my question would be is, what kind of precedent are we setting with the previous people that got the 5 years and not the benefit of an amendment for 2? So
if you look at the opportunity for those people to come in at these levels, you know, it's few and far between. So, I mean, we've been challenged, and they're not knocking our doors down at this point in time. So I don't want to tell anything. But I think everybody gets the memo. This is the right thing to do at this point in time. You know, the ability to invest and do these things at the, you know, the conditions of the you know, interest rates and so forth is a pretty good reason to accommodate this request.
I know that's this is where we start the next time, and so that's where I was trying to get to. So.
Yeah, I think each one is case-by-case basis, and you kind of got to weigh, like the council members have said, what's going on there now, what's going to come later, what the demand in the market. There's a lot of what-ifs. You know, we're dealing with the present and today. If there's no other comments, yep, that's good. If there's no other comments, we'll vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment? Those opposed? Passes 5-2. Creel and Mr. Tisdale in the dissent. And now we'll vote on the resolution as amended. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries 5-2. Creel and Mr. Tisdale in the dissent. Next item.
Resolution authorizing the Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District to assist and serve as agent for the city of Biloxi to establish a commercial redevelopment program for redevelopment project at 716 Beach Boulevard.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Gray. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Nail. Mr. Gray, you have the floor.
I'd like to thank SMPDD for doing this. This is maybe something we need to look at on some of these, for the homes, maybe come up with something like this, give them some kind of incentive to help build back houses here. And I mean, it's something for them to look at. And I ask my colleagues to help support this.
Mr. Nail?
I think it's going to be a good thing for the coast, and I support it 100%.
Thank you, Mr. Nail. Any other comments? Mr. Marshall?
Again, I echo the same comments. Thankful, especially SMPDD, for helping get this. I want to thank the mayor also for helping to put this together and bringing it forward, East Biloxi. And I know it might surprise some of you, but I do thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments? There being none, all in favor? Those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Next item.
Resolution authorizing entry into a tri-party agreement for commercial redevelopment incentive grant among the City of Biloxi, Southern Mississippi Planning and Development Districts, and BLX3 for the redevelopment of vacant property at 716 Beach Boulevard.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Do I have a second?
I'll make that second.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Mr. Gray?
I'd like to make on this, look, he's bringing in jobs. He's doing something nobody else has stepped up to do in over 20 years. I'd like to make a motion, amend this for 50% for the whole 15 years. I mean, he is at
Mr. Gray, before you make the motion to amend, can we have allotted time for everybody to comment on the motion? Then I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you on the amendment.
That's fine.
All right. Mr. Tisdale.
Well, we had done something like this previously, so that this is not the first time we've done something like this. I believe Rouse's was the only other time we've done that, and we were looking for I don't know if catalyst is the right word. We were just looking. There was a demand for a grocery store in West Biloxi since Winn-Dixie had closed, and it took a while, and we had to offer an incentive, but we ended up with somebody, and I haven't heard from anybody, after I make this comment, I haven't heard from anybody that said, boy, I sure wish you hadn't brought Rouse's to town. Now, having said that, I view this project, it's going to be located down here at the foot of Lemieux Street on the corner, on the west side of Lemieux Street across from Hard Rock. I think it's an excellent opportunity to start some growth in that area, and that with all the traffic that I fully suspect it will bring, particularly those across the street from the casinos, maybe into downtown, that we might see some additional growth because of it. So I can support this measure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Any other comments from the council? Any other comment, Mr. Nail?
I think that they're taking the gamble here. You know, that's a big gamble to do it, and I appreciate them taking the gamble on this. I think it's going to work.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nail. Mr. Marshall, you have something?
There again, I'm going to say the same thing. We got to have businesses coming in. You got to have a catalyst. You got to have someone to put down the first seed, and that's a multi-million-dollar seed. We need that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Gray, you have an amendment?
Make amendment for 15 years at 50%. Because like you're saying, they're taking a gamble. We know a hurricane can come in before we finish builds it. Pray that we don't. We know that is a gamble for this family, and it's a gamble for Biloxi. And I'm willing to take this gamble at 50% for 15 years.
All right. Is there a second on the amendment?
I'll second it.
Mr. Nail, Mr. Gray, you still have the floor.
That's all I have.
All right, Mr. Gray. You have the floor on the amendment. I'm sorry, Mr. Nail, you have the floor on the amendment.
That's it.
All right. Anyone want to comment on the amendment?
Question.
Mr. Creel.
Creel?
So with this amendment, would it still have the 3% caveat cap on the amendment? Currently, it's 1 through 7 is 50%, 8 through 15 is 25%, with the cap not to exceed 3%. So with the 50% amendment, would it still have that 3% cap?
It's not 3%, it's 1/3 of the cost.
It's a 1/3
Right.
Third.
Okay.
of project costs.
So would it still have that cap?
Yes.
At the 50%? For the, right, but so the cap would still pertain to the full 15 years at 50%? Okay.
Yes.
All right. That concludes your remarks, Creel?
So we're going to, right, thank you.
All right. Any other comments?
Yes, sir. Again, I wanted to say the same thing again. I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the investment. If you know of anybody else, tell them, come on, we're ready to do business. We got to grow East Biloxi. We got to grow Biloxi. This is not going to just help East Biloxi. It's going to help the entire city of Biloxi. Thank you.
Now you're thinking. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. All in favor of the amendment? Those opposed, motion carries 6-1. Mr. Tisdale on the dissent. Now we'll vote on the resolution as amended. All in favor? Those opposed? Any opposed? It was unanimous. All right, do I have a motion on the consent?
Second.
Moved by Creel, seconded by Mr. Tisdale. Creel?
All right, let's see. So item A, we have a non-departmental disbursement of $2,835, and that's for the Battle of the Beach baseball tournament. So in the resolution, it says that we have the amount of $2,835. However, in section 2, it says the check needs to be made out for $3,000. So I understand last year they came and they were asking for $3,500. This year it was $3,000. With the 19% deduction that we did, it brought it down to $2,835. However, it doesn't reflect in the resolution. The resolution still says that the mayor and municipal clerk authorized to issue a check in the total amount of $3,000. So does that need to be changed?
Yeah, it looks like a scrivener's error. Let's entertain a motion to amend that.
Chair will entertain a motion to correct the scribbler's error.
I'd make that motion.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Shoemaker. Discussion.
Yeah, so it says the motion is to correct the language in section 2 to state the check in total amount of $2,835 made out to Biloxi schools. In addition to this one is, guys, keep in mind with this resolution in A for this Battle of the Beach, we do a non-departmental. However, they do use the Shucker Stadium. We pay the utilities, not to mention all the other in-kind. So we need to look at that going forward with non-departmental when it comes to taking into account the in-kind that we do. Let's see.
We're still on your amendment, Creel.
Oh, I'm done.
That's okay. Mr. Shoemaker, any other discussion on the amendment of the scribbler's error? All in favor of the amendment? Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, so that we'll note that was amended when we vote on the consent in its entirety. Mr. Creel, you still have the floor.
Item L. So we're moving the remaining $30,500 from capital project 1119 to 1112 for the Oak Street dock, which currently I believe has a balance of, $400,000 currently?
I don't have the exact balance, but it is far less than $400,000 as we've completed design contracts. We have design contracts against the first grant. We will be getting a second increment in October, November. In the meantime, we can only transfer to existing projects.
So that's why it's going to there. Okay. So on item M, so I guess I'm just a little confused on the way this one, it says that the leasee is responsible for the first 2,500.
They are.
Okay, then anything after that is discussion between us, and then we cover anything over 2,500.
Yes, then this particular case, they offered to cover the first 3,000. There were several things going on. So we are reimbursing them for the 2,500. They've already paid it.
Yeah, they paid it in full, but, okay, that was my question, because in essence, according to the lease, we owe them 3,000, not 2,500, but that's something.
That was not a scrivener's error. That was the correct math.
Okay, all right. So on item Q, the 95,000, so this EDS fund, is this the same fund that, I guess back in June, last May or June, that we did the 200,000 a loan from, prior to us getting here, it was a $200,000 loan. Is this the same loan? So have we started repaying that one yet, or has that come up? How does that work when we took out the $200,000 loan last May and June?
A loan, it was actually a budgeted sourced by that Economic Development Fund with the intent that it would be paid back future revenues. That's what this is.
That resolution talked about, that would be repaid through the various sponsorships. If you see in the lobby, there's a lot of space there for where the blocks are. We're looking at $1,000 to $2,000 sponsorships of different businesses. As that money comes in, that will be used to repay the $200,000. This $95,000 is for theater equipment that will be owned by the city, and the repayment source for that is some of the future revenues from the ongoing projects. I think they have, for the 3 events they have scheduled in the next 2 or 3 months, we're looking at probably roughly $10,000 to the city from those 3 events. So as those monies come in, a portion of that will go to repay and replenish that interfund loan.
Okay, so, and that is a loan, the $95,000 is a loan?
Yes.
Okay, and then the $200,000 was not a loan?
It's a loan as well.
It was a loan as well, but we don't have to pay that back until we start getting sponsorships?
It's an interfund loan is, it can be done without interest and it can be done on our terms, pay back as we have the money.
Okay.
Any revenue they're putting into this hangar, they turn over a chunk to us.
Well, that's, yeah. It goes, yeah, right, all right. Let's see.
It'll take a while to repay, but
So on item Z, so I know we amended this to go with the percentage-based fee total from the vendor, a proposed 25%. Is there a minimum that the city will receive, or is it just a straight 25% with no minimum? 25% of what it is, 25%. Okay, and then is there a term for how long this contract is in force? Is it 3 years, a year, 2 years? So it's an annual lease, okay.
It offsets the expense of having employees there.
Right, no, I understand the whole process. I didn't see a term limit to see how long that the contract was in force for. All right, let's see, CC. So this 113 days, in the second paragraph, it says for a revised completion date of March the 9th, 2026. But then it comes into the exhibit where it says it's bumped up to June 30th, 2026.
that's Rachel Scribner's error.
Okay. So with this, so it is June the 30th, 2026 is the new completion date?
Yes, sir. If you remember, the current contract completion date is March 9th, so this extends, the 113 days extends it from March 10th through June 30th.
Okay, so I know you've been before us previously with some extension requests that were denied. Are those denials included in this 113, or have we gotten any kind of liquidated damages based on timelines from previous denials, or?
No, sir, but if they get beyond this June 30th date, unless there's some extenuating circumstances, then they would fall into that concern.
Let me throw this as punch list items that were identified in order to address it. So there's some questions, but this is punch list items that need to be repaired.
There's an extensive punch list that they need to repair, so they've got all the time to get it done.
So this is the final punch list. We'll give them 113 days to go through the...
Yes, sir. You're only allowed one formal punch list anyways, and this is it. And this is to get them to get their work completed by June 30th.
Okay, and so while you're there, Dee Dee, is the 72,000, well, the 130,000 altogether, is this budgeted, or would this be in addition to?
This is just reconciliation change order, like the previous ones the council has approved. It just means to get monies back from MEMA. We've already paid the contractor.
Okay.
MEMA will not reimburse us, though, until we change and amend the contract through a change order that the council approves. So it's money spent. This just means to get it back.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Tisdale?
Yes, on item P, this is a change order for DNA Underground Bay Vista Water Wells. 70 days for a revised completion date of June 10th. Is that a good date, or do you anticipate any more additional days?
Don't anticipate any at this time, no.
Okay, so middle of June, maybe a week after that, all the equipment will be gone. Whatever was ground up on the surface of the road is going to be filled with asphalt, and then after that, hopefully we can find additional funds to resurface the subdivision. Okay, thank you, Christie. Item X, I just wanted to make an observation here. This deals with the repair of Goose Point, in Goose Point subdivision of the couple of spots, I think, in the brick road and sidewalks. Just want to thank the county, Nathan Barrett, supervisor in District 5, for helping with that. The next item is D, and this is project BEA 1, 2, and 3 along Highway 90. And Walt, you can just give me a head and a thumbs up where you are. The completion date remains at June 30th, correct? And all their equipment and everything will be gone by that date, the whole 9 yards, or do you anticipate any additional days requested? Now you have to come up, because we want the world to hear this reply. Thank you. Thank you, Walt.
If the contractor puts the crews to the work, there's no reason he shouldn't be done by June 30th.
Okay, good deal, thank you. And then the last, the last item I have is item FF. And this deals with the equipment floater for Market American Insurance Company. And is this, I mean, was this kind of coverage included in our previous year's coverage under our policy? Or is this an add-on for this year? You may or may not know. I'm just wondering, I've never heard of a floater before. Maybe I slept through a council meeting in the past years when it was mentioned. But I see the additional cost is roughly $276,000. And I'm just wondering, was it covered in previous contracts? I just not heard the term before.
I believe it was covered in previous contracts. Since we have switched the way that we're doing our property insurance,
Right.
it's not available directly under our property insurance
Okay.
any longer. So we're doing this floater. It's covering movable equipment is what it is.
Right, and that's in addition to our property insurance, which we heard. So, and I noticed that the coverage in some instances is the same, and in other instances it actually increases the coverage. And I guess the reimbursement, if some of this stuff should be damaged in a hurricane or something of that nature. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Tisdale. Anyone else have any comments on the consent?
I got one.
Mr. Nail.
I was going to ask Christie on T. When is this going to start and how is it going to work?
Well, we don't know exactly when it'll start. We got to get this MOU approved, then it has to go back to DMR for it to be executed, and then we have to start some kind of, because this has to go out, because because it's a state-funded, it has to go out to bid. So, originally we talked about doing something in-house or doing something with our repair-replace contractor. We might still be able to do a repair-replace contractor, but it won't be something we do in-house. So it's actually going to have to have a few more steps in the process, but I don't really know exactly when it'll start yet. It depends on how quickly we get all the contract paperwork set up and if we're required to go to bid or not.
Do you think that what we looked at that day, it'll start right there and go that way, maybe?
Yep, that's exactly, it's going to cover exactly what we looked at that day.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments on consent?
Just one.
I think they covered them all.
I don't know. Mr. Marshall, you got something in the consent?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you guys went through this, x-ray. I want to say, first of all, let me go from the beginning, make sure I get my notes right. On E, I'm going to skip E. On O, Mr. Creel, I want to say thank you guys for doing what you're doing. I believe that's you guys with the heritage and the grant budget. Is that you, Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Okay, man, I appreciate that for beautification. Good work.
You're welcome.
Good stepping forward, watching out for the city. We got to have what you're doing. Also for the library, I think it's embarrassing that we got to have donations for our library, but I'm not going to talk about that. And I want to thank Mr. Nail for speaking up for the library, being a fighter for the library, for your award. Thank you for speaking up. For Z, Ms. Bonnie Pex, could you step forward, please? Come on down. You're the next contestant on a Biloxi is Right. Okay, for this, I'm going to yield to Mr.
Great. Thank you for stepping up. This is, a lot of people have reached out. They don't want to see the farmer's market go away. So, and we didn't have a whole lot of people jump up and down wanting it. So I'm glad you got it. We've been talking for a long time, trying to make this work. So thank you, and I'm sure everybody in the community will thank you also.
My pleasure.
And I can't wait to see what you do, all the things you've been talking about. So thank you. That's all.
While you're sitting there, let me say I went today to the farmer's market. I like to walk through there, see all the people. I see the motivation in all the people now. And I want to say that that cake I got from you today, oh yeah, it was the bomb.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I mean, I thought Grandmama did that. And that was really good. Anybody that wants to support Biloxi, start by buying local. Buy local. Mr. and Mrs. Biloxi, I'm talking to you. Go down to your farmer's market and buy local, support them. Thank you, and thank you, ma'am.
I don't know which one has the floor or don't have the floor, but anyway, let's go to Mr. Shoemaker.
Just one quick question on number F. That $77,000, that's all being paid for with the CDBG? Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. That's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll get the exceptions later. We will vote on the consent agenda and just note A as amended. All in favor of the consent? Those opposed? Motion carries. Exceptions? Mr. Gray?
None.
Mr. Marshall?
Yes.
What?
Yes, CC, I'm going to abstain. DD, I'm going to abstain. FF, I'm going to abstain. And E, I'm going to abstain. That'll be it.
That's it. Okay. Mr. Neal?
None.
Mr. Creel?
CC. Before we go any further,
I'll get back to you. Mr. Creel?
Let's see. CC.
Is that it?
Yes.
Mr. Marshall?
I didn't think she got them all. We do them again?
Go ahead and go through them again so we get them.
Okay. I'm gonna start the reverse way this time, okay? E, abstain. PC, abstain. DD, abstain. FF, abstain. FF. He said you don't have an FF on his. Do I have an FF on mine?
Out of my computer.
Mr. Gray, you want to help him out over there?
Go ahead.
Can't leave me out like that.
If you see it, I don't see it.
I got FF.
Question? You got it? Gentlemen, are y'all finished colluding? Or, okay. All right. Mr. Tisdale.
I'm a no on item A. Thank you.
Mr. Shoemaker. Thank you, and I have none. Thank you, gentlemen. Move on to code enforcement.
Item A, Sang Van Tran, 680 Swan Lane. This property is still in violation.
Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of Sang Van Tran, 680 Swan Lake? There being no one, this case is closed.
Item B, Quaker 22 LLC, 590 Beach Boulevard. We're going to have to go back and start that one over. It's still in violation, but it sold for taxes, so we have to go back and start again.
So what action do we need to take?
None.
No action is taken on item B. Next item.
Item C, Jennifer C. Foster, 2191 Sherwood Place. This property is still in violation.
Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of Jennifer C. Foster, 2191 Sherwood Place? There being no one, this case is closed.
Item D, Pavilion Health Services, 223 Beauvoir Road. That case has been resolved. Item E, Carol Hilburn, 2312 Arbor Place. That case has been resolved. Item F, Harry J. Now Sr., 0 Moran Alley. That case has been resolved. Item G, Stacy Zhang, 1515 Wilkes Avenue. That case has been resolved. Item H, Entrust Group Incorporated, FBO 153 St. Peter Street. That case has been resolved. Item I, Division Phi Lee LLC, 511 Division Street. That case has been resolved. Item J, Helen P. Galat, 0 Bayside Drive. We would ask, it's still in violation, but we would ask for 2 weeks on that one.
I'll make a motion for 2 weeks.
Second.
Second by Mr. Tisdale. I have no further discussion. Mr. Tisdale? Any discussion? Mr. Tisdale, any discussion?
None.
All right. There being no discussion, all in favor? Those opposed? 2-week extension. Next item.
Item K, Doreen D. Smith, 2124 McKenzie Court. This property is still in violation.
Okay. If you come up and speak. Thank you, and if you could state your name.
Sure. Doreen Smith.
Go ahead, Ms. Smith.
Though I am a lifetime resident, and I wasn't aware that they had sent me a letter. I just received it, and when I talked with Courtney yesterday, she told me to come today and ask for an extension.
How much time do you need?
Well, I just retired, so it's just been difficult. So I just gave myself some time to relax, and I just turned 60 at the end of the month of April, and I've been out of town, so I was going to give myself 90 days, but I'm willing to work. If y'all say, hey, 30 days, we'll extend you. We want to see some progress, not a problem. I already have people in the works. I will say this, the roof got replaced, and my roofer backed into the garage. Well, I'm going to fix it because he gave me a good deal on the roof. It's just, was very expensive, so now that my budget is back, my guy for the garage is going to come on Friday this week. I do believe it is.
Creel is your councilman. Creel, you want to make a recommendation?
Yeah, I would like to, I make a recommendation for 30 days. The biggest issue is, as you can see, is the vehicles with the flat tires, the vehicles in the backyard, and then the debris. So I'd be willing to make a motion to extend for 30 days.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you.
All right, wait a minute. We got to vote on it. We got to vote on it. It hasn't been approved.
I already been sitting with y'all all afternoon. I'll do a great job.
Any additional discussion?
None.
On the recommendation? I have none. Anyone else? All in favor? Those opposed? 30-day granted. All right. Next item.
Where's Marshall go?
Item L, Old Lady Muck Holdings LLC, 757 Highland Drive. That case has been resolved. Item M, Larry Jones Jr., 0 Hudson Crone Road. That case has been resolved. Item N, Raymonda and Ray Morris Barnes, 215 Spanner Lane. That case has been resolved. Item O, Philip J. Donnell, 1731 William Harrison Drive. This property is still in violation.
He's here.
Okay. Sir, if you'd come up and state your name.
Good God.
How y'all doing this afternoon?
All right.
Yes, sir. My name is Philip Donnell, and I live at 1731, and I have pictures.
See?
And it's all done. It's all cleaned up. If Mr. Gray wants to see them before, I mean, I can show you everything. Building's down, grass been cut, pool's draining. I mean, I'm still draining the pool. That's the only thing that has not been done is my pool. It's just been out, sorry. The garbage can that blew in from the last storm blew in. But like I told the inspector, Mr. Garrett, yesterday, or the first time I talked to him, every time I drain that sucker, it fills back up with rain. But now, I should have, I'm still working, I'm a disabled veteran. So my wife just had a stroke, so we're trying to get ourselves back into the right mind. But I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks, and then I got the sign in the mail. I didn't get a letter, I got a sign in the mail, in the yard. So that's when I knew about this. So I just wanted to know if you wanted to see any pictures, if you wanted to see what was done, because I sent everything to Mr. Gary yesterday, including the brand new clean one that I picked up this morning before I came here.
How much more longer you need to get everything done on this list?
Everything's done except for the pool.
Mr. Creel, can you verify?
Everything's done. Everything's done. That's where the building was. I took multiple pictures. That's the pool, and it's down below the water comes out to. That's the pile in the end. All the trash to come pick up, and yeah, my fence line. Now this is another picture I wanted to show you real quick, if I can get it. Okay. Right here, you see all that junk going behind the fence? That's what's pushing that back fence down. That's why I got poles and jamming it up. It was on the building. That's what was holding my fence up. That's why we had to put posts up. Now I needed to know what I need to do, what I could do, because I got one more question while you're right here.
Mr. Creel, any comments?
It does appear that he has cleaned up the debris. The fence does need to be stabilized, got props against it. And the main complaint that we received about the swimming pool, neighbors complained about the mosquitoes. The swimming pool, code enforcement said it happens about twice a year. Neighbors holiday.
Well,
I recommend giving you 2 weeks, be enough to get everything done.
Yes.
Well, I can.
We have no objection to that.
Sir, your councilman is recommending 2 weeks. However, I would suggest that the pool be maintained, and it filling up back up with water and you can't do nothing about it, I don't know if that's acceptable. So I'd advise you to try to either get a cover or try to make some kind of arrangements that the pool doesn't become a nuisance.
Well, it's
I'm just making that comment. Mr. Gray has made a recommendation for 2 weeks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nail. Any discussion?
None.
None. Any other discussion?
What is your intention with the pool? Are you going to do something with it?
been trying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm, right now, my house, I moved into my house, and 3 months later, the hurricane threw a tree on both sides of it. So I got finally, after the contractors robbed me, I finally got into the house, well, not into the house, but I finally got stuff where I'm able to work on the house. But with my disability check and my VA check, it's hard to do the inside. But I've been maintaining the outside. I don't understand. I've talked to more than one of my neighbors around each side and across the street, and nobody said they've ever done any foul smells or any mosquitoes or any bugs or anything that doesn't come from the back bay, a block and a half from the road.
All right.
And that's what my neighbor said. You know, and when I lived there, it was the same thing. I mean, it didn't matter because it's just all the shrubs, the trees. I mean, like I said, I just got a couple things that I wanted to ask, you know, and everything like that.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for listening to this council. We're going to vote on the recommendation. All in favor of 2 weeks? Those opposed? The motion carries. 2 weeks to get it in order. Thank you.
Kindly.
Item P, Glenn J. Saucer, 1737 Thomas Jefferson Drive. This property is still in violation.
Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of Glenn J. Sawyer, 1737 Thomas Jefferson Drive? There being no one, this case is closed.
Item Q,
Next item.
Hilton G. Hugger, 316 Magnolia Street. That case has been resolved.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Director. Need a motion on the routine?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Tisdale, seconded by Creel. Mr. Tisdale?
Not a thing.
Creel?
I'd like to abstain from Curry Johnson invoices. Also, I'm question on the Harrison County invoice. Is that the $15,725? That's for Mr. Biloxi and Save Our Sound? Is that what that one's for?
Good catch.
Yes, that's a reimbursement of our share with the county.
Okay, and do we know what the balance of that left in that account is?
I think it was 80,000 or so before, so that leaves 60,000, I believe.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, and you were questioning that, Creel, or you were abstaining from both, or questioning one?
Clarification.
I apologize. I was
That's okay.
questioning Harrison County, and I was abstaining from Curry Johnson.
Gotcha. Okay. Mr. Tisdale?
Not a thing.
Anyone else on the routine? All right, all in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Chair entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
All right, go ahead.
Make a motion to adjourn. Hold on. Ed,
Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
In memory of Jody Broussard with Broussard Mechanical.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
You have one
All right.
more, right? I don't know, that's the only one. we
Thank you,
have.
gentlemen. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned.